welcome to 108 Gate, where we're looking at the current energies and we are diving into the divine feminine. Hope you are all well. Let's see what we have here. And we have spirituality. There's a certain awareness of where we are now, and there feels like there's like a fog lifting, a mist is dispelling, so that things are slowly becoming clearer. They're not clear yet, but they're becoming clearer. So as the fog is getting clearer, the mist is clearing, to look into the energy of when you may get too eager for something, or you may anticipate something happening, anticipate something coming, and it doesn't happen and it doesn't come. And exercise the inner muscle more so of allowing things to reveal themselves, allowing things to be shown. Maybe on the other side, for some reason it just really switched really fast onto the other side of you don't look into what's coming or what's available or what's being revealed. Just being, and not in a rude way, but just some kind of complacency with certain things, or kind of just got too comfortable with certain things. So you've got two ends of the spectrum, which is interesting. The thing is to enliven your spirituality, so that in your inner confidence with the divine, your inner communication skills with the divine, so that you're going more so towards what is happening and allowing it to be revealed, as opposed to not doing anything and being complacent or pushing for an answer and therefore getting misled in a different way. Very interesting vibe. So we'll go and play a oracle card here. Realization. Okay, so that's like a frozen vibe of like, right, the truth is kind of too stark in the face, therefore somewhat an element of frozen. And this one is peace, needing to come in. Okay, which makes sense, because I said that one's the grasping and forcing too hard, so you need more peace in that space. And if you're on the other end of being complacent, or some things are just like, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow, you know what, I'll do it next week, you know what, it'll happen when it's going to happen. It's not. So having the realization of you're the one that has to make things move forward, you're the one that has to take things from A to B. So your awareness of that, your realization of that, where can that benefit you, how can that benefit you, and where can that take you. So I have that there and that there. Interesting vibe. Very interesting vibe. That was a very full-on point, and then forking out. I said that the other day. There you go. So Page of Swords, very, very fresh, kind of like there, and then fresh rip, a fresh perspective of this is where I need to be more peaceful, this is where I need to actually be more active. So now, as it's coming into harmony within self, there's some things that you may be being really forceful with, and there's some things that you may have just let slide. It's getting that harmony now to understand what needs more attention, what needs less attention at different times in different ways. This is a mastery point. Four of Cups. Right, see that you've got the three. That one's there, accepting it. I want to see seeing it, but accepting wants to come out as well. So seeing it and accepting it. That this cup here, it's there. You can't see it because you're pushing and pulling and kind of fighting with it. So allowing in the peace to acknowledge where the progress has already been made. Allowing in the peace to see where you've already been able to achieve certain points. You've already received certain points, but instead of actually acknowledging it and utilising it for your benefit, It's being ignored. So taking a moment to just see, right, you know what? I'm pushing, I'm pulling, I'm tugging, I'm fighting. Let go of the fighting, let go of the forcing, and just allow yourself to see what is available to you right here. Word tripping. I'm sure you can hear it because it's really it's like it's locked in a pattern, locked in a approach, locked in being conditioned to do it this way. You've seen other people do it this way. You've seen other people be like gung-ho and just going, or it could be here too, but for this part it's like you haven't seen certain examples of peace. It's like there should be more examples of people being peaceful and calm in their life than they actually are. I totally agree with that as it's coming up. How about you? What do you think? Do you have more examples of peace and peaceful people around you, or do you have more examples of uptight and anxious people around you? So cutting away the energies of, I saw cut, not cup, but it says cup, obviously. Cutting away the unrequired, unnecessary anguish, anxiety that's coming through from others, that you've picked up from others as examples, as a way of operating. Don't need that, just need calm, steady, proceed forward. And as you proceed forward, having that beautiful moment of acknowledging, oh, I've achieved that. Oh, I've got this new thing here. Oh, I can do this in a different way and be resourceful. I can do it this way and be effective and efficient and punctual. Punctuality seems quite strong over there. Right, going into this space. So we've got King of Wands. Realisation, King of Wands, the doing of something, the action, the wands are the action. So it's fitting, perfect that it's here. The realisation that you are the one who needs to take the action. You are the one who needs to move things along. You are the one who, if you don't take that initiative to do it, then who will? Therefore, those things that you want doing, you want progressing, you're the one that has to step forward. Here, if you've been pushing too hard with some things, pulling it back a bit, retaining some kind of control in being less controlling, and bring some strength to that. Bringing some control in by being less controlling. So being more thoughtful, mindful, aware, conscious of what you are doing, how you're doing it. So King of Wands needing to step forward. It has to be you. Only you can take your steps with the Nine of Wands. So we've got that mastery of how to do that. There seems to be some kind of like, I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying there seems to be some kind of energy here around fears and phobias. And the weirder part of it is that there's some fears and phobias that you have or you hold or are even unconscious to you that you don't know how they're impacting you. So these might start being revealed of like you have a fear of, I don't know, you have a fear of something. Put a fear in the box below. You have a fear of something, a phobia of something, and the most direct impact is understood. The most direct impact is visible. It's clear. But then when you start when you actually start looking at that fear and phobia, you're going to start seeing other things that you've actually stopped yourself from doing or have prevented you from moving forward in this way or that way. So the fear and phobias, they are really actually fascinating to look into. For those of you who are into the psychology and the psychometry and stuff like that, because like if we have a fear of tangible things because they hold certain energies, then you got the feng shui to remove that. But then how do you know it's going to be removed? That's the psychometry of it. And there can be fears and phobias and that kind of energies held in objects. So if somebody's giving you a gift or something like that, and you all of a sudden have this weird, strange fear and phobia, I don't know who I'm saying this for, but let's just run with it. It could be that an aspect of the fear or phobia has been carried in an item. It's been carried in a thing that's been gifted to you. It can happen. I've seen it happen. And feng shui wise, remove the thing, and it's like a pin taken out or a cork taken out of something, and it just starts flowing again in the correct direction. I'm not saying that's happening to everyone, but there's definitely, for sure, someone this is going to be ringing a bell for. I'm definitely feeling someone's definite direct energy for these. I don't know who, don't want to specify something that I can't, but that was very specific. It may be for quite a few of you actually. It may be something that we have to explore just as a concept. Like, you have your fear. Where does that fear come from? Where does that initial spark of that fear originate? When? With whom? What is it about? What is it actually about? How is it mutated? How has it changed to become one fear of something, and then it's become a fear of something else? The fear, the phobia, changing to become something that's so like paralyzing. It stopped you from doing certain things. It's made you feel more comfortable to not pursue a dream than to pursue a dream. The realization, the answer is here, that you're the one that has to move. You're the one that has to shuffle and shake this phobia or fear. If that's what it's about, then that's quite funky, because that's a very specific energy. So here, if we are going to do the extremes, then that means that would be sort of like taking there's no caution, there's no sense of like, I've got to stop and assess anything. It's just literally pushing. Like, why don't you open, why don't you close? It's like, look at the door, it says pull, and then you're pushing it, that kind of thing. You're just taking a moment to slow down. Here it's frozen because of fears and phobias of what might happen, even though you know that they're possibly, well, I'm not even going to go to fears and phobias in that way here, because that's such a deep, broad subject. It really is fascinating. So, Page of Swords, bringing in your spirit, up your ante, up your game. So there's some things you know that you've got to just done, and you haven't yet. There's some new things that you know you're going to be aware of, what you've got to be rid of. Being ready to be rid of it, being ready to refine. So there's new things and old things. That's what that feels like. There's old phobias that you know, I'm scared of ABC. Dentists, let's say that. Where's the fear of dentists come from? Is it actually, is it actually the needle? Because once the needle's happened, and that's it. Is it the drill? Well, once the drill's happened, you kind of can't feel it because the needle. Like, what actually is the fear of the dentist? Going deeper. I wouldn't be surprised if past life stuff starts flashing up. Wouldn't be surprised at all. So there's new things and old things. There's new phobias and fears. There's new patterns. There's new behaviours that need to be assessed. And then it's not that it's new as in like fresh today or this week. It's new as in this lifetime. It's new. This is past lifetimes. It's like it has to be dealt with through a larger sphere, a larger perspective of what's actually going on. It might not even be your fears and phobias. This might not even be your anxiety and pushing and pulling and being forceful. Figuring it out. There's a lot here. I don't want to go too much into this now, because I can literally see that we could do a whole reading on each of these areas right now. And that means we'll be here for 2 hours or something. I've got to get a train in a bit, so I've got to move it along. So, let's keep moving. Wow, okay. Fears are fantastic. They give you so much insight. They're not fantastic. I'm saying looking at them, they give you so much insight about yourself and others, the kind of environment you've been raised in. Right, I'm going to just put this down here. This has just fallen out. Hangman, Magician, Ace of Swords. Let them guide you. Let them be some sense of deliberation. Interesting choice of word come up. Deliberation. Deliberate with the Magician. Deliberate with the Hanged Man. Have the sword to hand. What do we need to do, Magician? What do we need to do, Hanged Man? How can your perspective change? What do we need to shift and change to get that changed perspective? Let's do it. Or not. Precision and clarity of the decisions. Deliberation. Deliberating with yourself, with your past. Very, 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 very peculiar, strange, yet fascinating reading. Interesting to see what the masculine is going to be doing. So that was the feminine reading. I hope you got something from that. I hope you got lots from that, actually. And it might not even be obvious right now. It might be that it's just kind of jiggled the roots of something, and just the contemplation of some of the concepts that have come up about your fears and phobias. But actually, what's the root of it? What's the originating point, the originating spark of that fear, phobia, and how has it shifted and changed and mutated to become something else? Here, pushing, pulling, when actually, in fact, there should be no force at all. It should all be about peace, calm, and calm will come. Calm, move. You need a bit more of a spark here to get the phobias moving. You need that courage, that strength. Interestingly, strength's over there. You need the courage and strength to just stop still and have faith and trust. Master doing an action. Conquer the fear. Conquer the phobia. Look it in the face. What can you do? Edge towards it. Space, 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 space. And then you're there. You're right in front of it in a natural, organic, safe, emotionally safe way, physically safe way, a secure way. So I'm doing the masculine reading next. I hope you are enjoying that. Hope you get something from it. Like, again, I'm saying, I'm repeating. For some reason, I'm just, I'm going to just get another oracle card here because something else wants to come through. Assertiveness. Rise up, stand stronger, and be true. There we are. Peace and love.